Hello, you're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Thanks for tuning in. We are taking a look at the brand new record from the Weather Station entitled Ignorance, which was released on February 5th. The name is actually a moniker for Canadian singer-songwriter Tamara Lindemann, who's been playing under that name since 2009. This project started off as kind of an indie folk outfit, but as the years have gone by, it's definitely grown a little more robust. It's her project, so she's kind of had a revolving door of musicians over the years as she's put out new albums, which I can appreciate. It's nice to have fresh blood and fresh energy when you go into work on something. And the music has become more robust, more filled out, more instrumentation, not as folky as the years have gone by. And she really made a splash in 2017 with the Eponymous record that they put out. Ignorance, though, is a big departure from anything that they've ever done. And she talks about that in an interview with Apple Music. Just hit a point creatively where it felt like everything that she was doing was just everything that she did on the previous four records. The songwriting process grew stale, and so she just needed to do something different. And boy, did she ever, and I think it's really impressive. Talk about that revolving cast of characters in the band. She brought in a number of phenomenal musicians to work on this project, including Kieran Adams, drummer. Really reminds me a lot of Philip Selway from Radiohead and Mick Fleetwood from Fleetwood Mac, like a combination of the two. Really impressed with his drumming on this record. And Brody West on the saxophone really just does a remarkable job as well. His appearance on this record is fantastic. Lindemann herself, really love her voice and love the style. It kind of reminds me of a combination of Joni Mitchell and Christine McVie. And the upbeat nature of the music on all, I think the last song is the only one that really kind of slows it down a little bit, which is fitting for the record. I think it's definitely appropriate. But a lot of these songs really remind me of the upbeat Fleetwood Mac songs that Christine McVie was writing in the mid and late 70s. So if you're a Fleetwood Mac fan, I definitely think you'll appreciate this aspect of this record. It's just rich. It's got a lot of good texture and layers. I like there's a very nuanced 80s influence here. It's almost kind of contemporary as well. Think of, bands like Future Islands, if you're familiar with them. I'd even say a little bit of a band like LCD Sound System, or maybe even a guy like The Weeknd. It's cool to see the way that she incorporated that element into the music and kind of made it her own. It's really a lot of fun to listen to, and I appreciate the style that's there. Love the glam cover, the suit that she's wearing. It's like a bunch of glass triangles. It's something that I think David Bowie would be very proud of. I kind of like her kind of flashy style that she brought out for this record. It's pretty cool. And the songwriting as well is pretty remarkable also. I think of kind of reminds me of like Bruce Springsteen a little bit, the way that she can paint a picture. The song Parking Lot, she talks about this feeling of anxiety that she has before performing, and this picture that she paints of her watching birds, and the feeling of wondering what it's like to think what they're thinking, I guess, looking down on us. And it's also thematically with the record, this record definitely focuses a lot on environmental issues, and that song in particular, I like the theme that's there as far as birds in a city always kind of remind us of the world that's still around us and still outside of that city. That song is, definitely plays on that theme, and she does it in just a marvelous fashion. The thing I'm really digging about this record is that, conceptually taking on a major theme like global warming, the environment, it's really easy to come off as preachy, and that's definitely not what I'm looking for in a political record. I don't mind political records, but I think they need to be nuanced in a way that I cannot help but think of this song, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but it's on the new Ani DeFranco record, and she's like, one of the lyrics is like, "You got to get out there and vote. You got to get out there and vote," and it's a direct command to me as I'm listening, and I find that off-putting in records. There's nothing like that on this record. She comes close maybe once, but other than that, it's really nicely done. Again, lyrics are very nuanced and nebulous in a way that these songs, they come off as love songs between two people. I think honestly they come off as love songs between her and planet Earth, and all of the emotions that she's just trying to work out through that complex relationship. There's a song, Atlantic is the second track on the record, which is phenomenal, and it tackles the paradox of wanting to love the world and fearing for it, but how that fear creates and engenders an anxiety and almost a hatred towards the people in it. And I feel like right now we're definitely in America anyway. Just this has become a big problem, and so I think this record is cathartic and fun to listen to for that reason. It's not preachy. It's 40 minutes, 10 songs, like right in that just ideal time frame for an album. And by the time you're done listening to it, you almost just have this reawakened sense of urgency, I guess, that this is a problem. This is something that we need to deal with as a society, as a race. I applaud her for not coming off as preachy and really just delivering a record that I think all of us can relate to and appreciate. And man, if the music isn't just phenomenal as well, I think above all else, the musicianship on this record is fantastic. If you find the idea of the environmental concept off-putting, I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not what we're talking about here. But I think all that aside, again, with the nebulous lyrics and just the quality of the music, you might really dig this project. I'm going to give it a vinyl, please. Really impressed with it. Hope you found this review helpful. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to check out the live show on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you next time in the Beat Sessions.